How much do you know about different job roles in a restaurant in the front of house? I mean, most people probably can name at least a few, the common ones being a manager, a waiter, and a chef. But did you know in some restaurants there are a lot more job roles than just this? So in today's video we're going to talk about 4 different roles that you will find in a restaurant, plus a few extras. Keep on watching. So the different job roles that you will find in a restaurant depends completely upon the style of restaurant and also sometimes what country the restaurant is in. For example, in the UK, the service that you will find in the restaurant industry is kind of basic compared to somewhere like the USA. They just seem to place a lot more focus and emphasis on this industry. For example, in the UK, it's quite common for the waiter to kind of do almost everything in the front of house. So they will show you to your table, they will take your food order, your drinks order, they will bring your food, bring your drinks, clear the plates, clear any glasses that are empty. They could even make your drinks. They will probably take payment for your bill. It's kind of like a one-man show. But in some restaurants, and it's more common in the USA, you will find that this role of a waiter is broken down into sort of mini job roles. It makes it a lot easier and sometimes it makes the restaurant run smoother and more efficiently. So we're going to have a look at the different job roles that you will find in some restaurants. So the first role I want to talk about is the host, or sometimes you will hear it called Maitre d'. Maitre d' is actually a French term. You will find in English sometimes we borrow words from other languages and we kind of change them. Sometimes we make them worse. And you will find in the restaurant industry we use a lot of French terms, French words. We also have an English equivalent for them. I'm not too sure why we use French terms, but maybe it's because France is better at doing food, maybe they have better restaurants than in English-speaking countries. I don't know, I didn't make the rules. So the host is a person who will act as sort of the face of a restaurant. So the host will be the first person a customer sees when they enter a restaurant. If a customer made a reservation beforehand, they probably would have spoken to the host on the telephone. Quite commonly, the host will be standing near the door or near the entrance of the restaurant, and they would have what we call a host stand, probably a telephone and a reservation book. So if the customer made a reservation earlier, the host would check in the reservation book for their name, and if the customer hasn't made a reservation, hopefully there's just a table that's ready for them. The host would then show the customer to the table and maybe introduce the waiter to the customer. And that's pretty much it for the host. Sometimes the host might have extra job roles that are sort of more behind the scenes, things like scheduling staff, helping with orders, or assisting the manager. So after the customer has been seated at the table by the host, the waiter will probably appear. So again, it depends completely on the type of restaurant. You can think of the waiter as sort of a menu specialist. So the waiter will explain items on the menu, they will talk about the special of the day, and if the customer has any questions, the waiter will be able to assist you. At least they should be able to assist you. The waiter would then take the customer's food order and their drinks order and place the food order in the kitchen. With the drinks order, it depends completely upon the restaurant. The waiter might be able to make the drinks and then deliver them to the table, but if the restaurant has a large drinks menu or offers things like specialist coffee or cocktails, there might be a barista, who is a person that makes coffee, or a bartender, who is a person that makes drinks. After the order has been placed in the kitchen and the food is ready, a food runner will bring the food to the customer's table. The food runner will probably know a bit about the menu as well, so if there are any errors with the food that's being delivered to the table, they should be able to assist you. But usually the waiter is always around the restaurant floor ready to help anybody that has a problem. Food runners have to be very efficient at their job, and usually it's a requirement that they can carry at least 3 plates at one time, just to save time. If you're looking for a job where you can exercise at the same time, being a food runner is probably your best choice, because you will be going from the kitchen to the customer's table and back for your entire shift. So after the customer has finished eating and there are a few empty plates and glasses on the table, there will be another person that comes along called a busser or a busboy. It's not necessarily a boy, it could be a fully grown man, it could be a woman, could be an elephant. Well, it's not going to be an elephant, it will be a person at least. So the busser is someone who simply clears the table. They will take your empty plates, your empty glasses, and any silverware that you may have used. They would then transport all the dirty items back to the kitchen, and the back of house will deal with them. So after the customer has finished eating, the waiter will probably come and ask if the customer requires anything else, maybe some desserts, coffees, anything like that. If not, the waiter will then ask if the customers want their bill, and again, depends completely upon the restaurant. The waiter might handle the payment, or there might be a separate cashier. So that's pretty much the whole restaurant experience in the front of house. And as the customer leaves, they will pass the host again, and the host will say goodbye, maybe get their coat for them if they've left it somewhere, if they've left it in the cloakroom, and hopefully it was a great experience for the customer. So just to review the different positions we talked about, there's the host or maitre d', which is the person who will show the customer to their seat. The waiter will explain the menu and take orders. The food runner will deliver the food to the table. The busser will clean the dirty plates, glasses, and cutlery. And there might be a barista, a person who makes coffee, a bartender, a person who makes drinks, and a cashier, the person who will settle the bill and take the payments. Okay, so that's all for today's video. I hope that was useful and you've learned some new job roles in restaurants. Again, like I said, it completely depends upon the restaurant. Every restaurant operates differently, and depending on the country, there might be differences. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you will get a notification for my next video. Also, you can follow me on my social media at Advancing English on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye.